Hi, welcome to my tips and advice videos. Today's tip is about finding the right oracles for you. Now, everything in solo play is pure personal choice and personal preference, and that comes down to the tools you use. My personal preference is to have the oracle, the solo tools, be a perfect match for the game I'm playing. So if the game is D6 driven, my oracle is D6 driven. If it's roll high, my oracle will be roll high. If it's you know, count successes, then my oracle will be count successes. So it doesn't matter if I'm asking a question in general or asking a question about do I manage to achieve something. The skill roll and the oracle roll is kind of interchangeable. Um, the counter version of that is something like Mythic, which is the biggest brand in the industry. And that is a generic D100 system. Nearly all the mechanics are D100s, and if you learn Mythic and you're comfortable with it, then you can play anything, and you you can apply it to anything. I found that disassociation of going from maybe say D6 roll high or D6 count successes when I'm doing a skill check to D100s for when I'm answering a question, and it's a big D100 matrix with probabilities and or likelihoods by the against the roll, and then there's a chaos factor and that sort of thing. Um, I could never get off book. I was always tied to the mythic book, and that's why I've gone in the direction I've gone in. But there's also there's a whole range of oracles out there, different styles of oracles. But then there's also random tables and things, and companies like Azukel Games have thousands or nearly a thousand random tables. So if you wanted to know, if you're just in a forest and you wanted a random encounter without having to go to wandering monster tables and then find once you found what the monster is, it's then on you to think of the situation. Their sort of encounters in a forest are already constructed, almost like a little plot hook in their own right. And there's loads and loads of companies like that that do random tables, just books of random tables. And that might be ideal for you. Something else I've dabbled with is what's called cut-ups. And cut-ups is part of the non-authoring solo, which is another topic again. But the way cut-ups work is you take a book and you cut it into sort of 3 to 8 word snippets. I normally use 5 words or thereabouts. And then you draw these snippets at random, and then you try and fit them together to make sentences and paragraphs. And what you're doing is you're constructing exactly what the game master said to you, and then you role play in reaction to it, and then you reconstruct another paragraph in response. And so you're looking at little bits to put together, pattern matching. You do almost no interpretation at all. The most you do is a little bit of editing to make the two bits of sentences fit together a bit more easier to read, a bit more legibly. So that's a completely different style again. It's much slower at the table, but much richer in experience. There is no right or wrong answer as to what the right oracle for you is. All personal choice, just like everything is solo play, but it's really worth giving different kinds of oracles a go just to see how they work for you. Okay, so that's my tip for today. Thank you very much.